Okay, what's up, guys? So I'm gonna go through our town here and show you everything that we've made. There's quite a bit here, so it might take a little bit. I'll explain what each room was for and who built it, how long it took them to build it, that kind of thing. But I wanted to start here because it's been a while since I've played this server. We've actually been playing the newer version. Apparently when I backed this up, I had a little bit of a wisp issue. A little bit is an understatement. And a wireless, got a wireless transmitter here, and it is set to Tesla coil. So all I do is right click. Killed about half of them. Let them kill the rest of them. There's a reason I didn't just come in and, well, I don't think there's any left. If there were, you'd see they do a bit of a lightning bolt, so give you a little shock. Pick up all these essences. They drop things that can be, you can use them later. Get the magic properties back out of them, whatever the wisp was made out of. I'm just going to throw it in the system here. I'll go over all this here in a minute too. I guess while I'm here I could show you this is the Thaumcraft room. This is a mod called Thaumcraft that you basically do magic stuff in. You have to use the research table. You have to use the research table to research things. Once you research them, you learn them, and then you can use the crafting tables and the cauldrons and all these things are all the different magical properties. Now these are extra ones that are stored whenever you say I made something that only used 5 and I put 7 in there. Well, the excess would spill over and be put into these jars, so that the next time I need to make something, I may not even have to put anything in there. I could just use the excess. These are just random stuff, arcane tables. But I was pretty proud, I liked this because, especially if you have the goggles on, you could see the starburst from the node. This node is a bigger one. You don't usually get them that big. They start out very small, and you have to kind of grow it. This is what all the magic in the environment is pulled from. Whenever I make something, it pulls a little bit of magic out of that. And there's like a bad side too. It's called flux, and if you let the flux build up too much, wisps start spawning. The kind of lightning storms in the town. Stuff can randomly explode. Lots of weird things, but that's the Thaumcraft room. So, and go ahead and just continue with my stuff since we're right here anyway. This is the main house. This used to be my main control room, but I ended up moving most of it to the other room you'll see in a bit. These are some of my main machines, my furnaces, extractors for turning resin into rubber, compressor to compress things. Certain recipes you have to do that. Macerator, if I put, let's say I put cobblestone in there, it macerates it into sand. Of course, it's being pulled straight out because I have a network. It's called Applied Energistics. It allows me to basically digitize all of my stuff, and I can pull it from one console. And then when I, say I wanted to get something out of here, it allows me to pull it out, and it basically materializes it so that I could get it back out. It's a really cool. It's made life a lot easier, especially because you can automate just about everything with this. I'll show you some more stuff with it later, but you can see I'm not hurting for things. I've got 16,000 bars of iron. I've got a crap ton of everything. So we were definitely in game here. So this is part of that network. I'll show you some of the cables underneath. If I hold shift, you can see this is the the automated crafting, all of these are recipes that I had to manually make and put in here to where I could tell the system if I wanted, say, if I wanted a piston. It tells the system how to make a piston. And then once I put it in here, I can go over to this terminal, and if I click craftable, and I go to piston craft, it says how many do you want. I can make 1, I can make 10, I can make a whole bunch. I can make as many as I want. As long as I had the materials to do it, it would make them. So say I wanted 10. Click begin. And now it's crafting. It's doing it in the system. So I just have to wait for a minute. It's actually using this processor. Actually, I've got a bigger one in the other room. This was the first one I made. But it's using that, and then if I can even search, see, now there's 10 pistons in there, so I can materialize them. So it just made life a lot easier, especially once you get past the point of going to mine for everything. You can actually just concentrate on building, and it takes you don't have to remember all the recipes. It's fast. It's very fast. Plus, when I'm done, I could just click, just be done really fast. Okay, so I'm going to put my other helmet back on. This is a gravity chest plate, which, if you know anything about these mods, it's not easy to make, and I've actually got it completely set up where I can automate the crafting of it. In this room, we've got some barrels. These hold excess. This is like 64 stacks of dirt, which is quite a bit. I've got these terminals everywhere. They have to be connected via wire. I'll just go ahead and show you the basement really quick. The basement took a very long time to dig out. You can see there's this cable. It's called the ME cable, and it's connecting all of these different items. Here's all my furnaces for the automated network. The automated network pumps them in to the bottom here. This is the export bus. It pumps them into the pulverizer, which is the same thing as macerator. It macerates it down, and usually get double the stuff out of it. So if it's 1 iron, you get 2 iron dust. That immediately pumps it up. Then it gets melted, and so you would basically get 2 iron bars out of each iron ore. And then this one just imports it right back into the network. So it's completely automated. Any ore I put into the system automatically gets pulverized, melted, and then put back in. These are my power conduits. You can see I've got quite a hefty setup with my engines. These engines run off of lava, and what I'm noticing right now is there's no lava in it. Did I actually run out? I mean, like I said, we've been playing the other game, so I bet my lava tank is empty. Yep, that is my lava tank. It holds 16 million buckets of lava, and this is the first time it's ever been empty. So, not too bad. It's got over 1 million. That should be fine for what I want to show. So, I put this glass roof over first just to do it because I thought it was cool. But it also allowed a lot of light in too, so that was nice. Alright. Okay, so you can see these are multi-block tanks that you can make. It's another mod called Xyphia that the newest version doesn't even have this yet. He's still updating his mod, but it's one of my favorite mods because I love making these huge tanks that can hold any liquid. These are the valves, so here's the other end of that tesseract. This is pumping the lava in through that valve. On here. These should have lava now. And they do. You can see they're already running. I ran lava liquid pipes, called liquid ducts, underground, all the way under. It comes under here. It's back up. And it hits all the... These are powered by lava. If I click here, you can see you can even get all these stats on it and stuff. It's showing how much power output it's got. These are powering these, which are basically redstone batteries. I've got quite a few of them here. You can even set which side is input, which side is output. I mean, it gets pretty complex. But I've basically got all of these charging all of these, and then this is an output pipe, and it goes down here and it powers all of these furnaces. They all have to be powered. And then I've also got this gate set up right here. I've got these engines set to where they will only run when there's a redstone pulse applied. So then I ran the redstone wire to this gate, and I sold this gate that only send a redstone signal if it can store energy. So in other words, if these redstone cells fill up like this one is, but I'm sure the others are not, I'm sure she's using one of them. Where the heck's, oh, it filled up. There you go. Prove my point. When they fill up, it turns them off. Now, the reason it's turning on and off is there's something in my network that's using a very, very small amount of power. So it's draining it, and it fills it right back up. It's draining it, fills it right back up. These are my lasers from my buildcraft table. I can make, gates and chipsets and stuff like that. If I want to make a redstone chipset, turn it on. I'm not sure why that one's off color. It's always been that way, but anyway. Turn that back off. This is kind of an expansion room, you can tell. It used to be much smaller. This goes down as my mine, but there's really nothing down there because it's all been mined out over the past couple months. It's just it's just like a stripped mine. This is another Xyphia tank that just holds water, and I've got it automated to where it can create water buckets and glass buckets. This exports it into the tank. It gets filled, then it gets sent back out. Where's it at? Oh, right here. This one imports it. Imports the filled water back in there, so I can actually request water things. Okay. That's not important. You can see I've got ME cables going everywhere because I've got terminals everywhere. This goes all the way over to my nuclear reactor room. You can see I did quite a bit over here too. Let's go show you that next. I don't know if I finished this room. This is my crucible to melt down redstone. Some other random machines that I had to use for different things. I've got some extra furnaces up there. Personal safes, I think I'm pretty sure I cleaned them out. Didn't really need them anymore. There's a chunk loader. This keeps our entire town loaded right here. We've got it set to 81 chunks. Since I was admin, nobody could adjust it or whatever. But didn't really have to do that. This is a room I never really used. I had 2 other tanks down here, but I never really used those either. Let's go upstairs. This is my Mistcraft room. Mistcraft is a very complex mod. It allows you to create other worlds, and you go to these worlds via these books. So, like this book says desert. I created it to go to a desert. If I click in this right here, it teleports me, and boom, I pop out into this world. You can modify everything down to how many biomes it has, how often it repeats them, the sky color, the cloud color. If you notice, there's a moon and a sun in the sky at the same time. That's because I've got this set to the sun, noon, 24 hours, 7 days a week, no weather. Basically, it's just sunny here all the time. That way we could come here without having to worry about it being nighttime. You can see I had a beehive here because I had to get some desert bees, and this was the fastest way to get to a desert, so I went ahead and just came here and did it. But we would come here and get, you can see we've stripped it for quite a bit of sand. Okay, crystals, lava, Yardstone, lava age. Okay, this is the I'll show you the table. This is all the different biomes. I've got them all adjusted by different modifiers and whatnot. These are my solar panels hooked up by an electric cable. They go down there. I forget what they even power now, but okay, this just load in some. Okay, so this was my okay, so this room or open area was my rubber tree farm. I had these rubber saplings that I planted. I had a golem here, and I had a tree tap that was hooked up underneath to electric. And the tree tap would pull the rubber off the trees. The golem would pick them up, put them in the chest. The wire underneath would pull it into the system. It would automatically be turned into rubber, and I could access it from here. But because of the flux problem I was having with, the wisps, they kept dying. I would come online and all the golems would be missing, and it was because apparently there were random explosions happening while we were offline. So I was like, well, I don't really need it anyway now, because I was using UU matter to make rubber, and so I didn't need the trees anymore, so I just got rid of them. I'll show you the UU matter setup here in a second. This is Devilla, for those that played WoW with us. This is her house. She logged on for a while and kind of just got started, but you could definitely tell she's a designer, because it didn't take her long to make a pretty cool looking house. Actually, I haven't even seen this. Very cool. Fireplace. I think there's an upstairs too. How do you get upstairs? I'll just fly up there. Oh. There's the stairs, okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. The back here, it's our tree farm. Okay, this is my nuclear control room. This is my pride and joy right here. This was the favorite thing I made. These blue blocks are called arcane worded blocks. They are made in the Thaumcraft room. You have to research them, quite a bit actually, to get to them. They cannot be removed by anything in the game. The only thing that will remove them is if the owner, which is me, because I placed them, whoever places them, if they right click them with the wand, then they get broken. No explosion, no tool, nothing can do anything to these blocks. So they're perfect for a nuclear room, because if you have a meltdown or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be contained. This is warded glass, same exact thing, except you can see through it. And I actually like the texture on the glass better than the normal glass. So it's pretty cool. Let's go on in. This is a arcane warded door, same thing. I'm the only one, the owner, can open and close it. This is arcane pressure plate. Got it set right now. It will trigger on just you. So if I step on it, it'll open. If someone else steps on it, it won't open. So you can lock. You can have privacy, whatever you want. So first of all, there's a lot going on in this room. Like I said, it's my favorite room. I made a giant processor for my AA system, Applied Energistics. It's filled with I think it's filled with pages and pages. There's 24 pages that I could put in this thing. There's several different processors in it. Several different things. Okay, so the AE system, this is the main controller that controls everything. ME controller. I'm using 197 units per tick. This shows I've got 357 pieces of cable that is connecting everything together. All my terminals, right? These are the terminals. 11 terminals. Lots of stuff. Took a long time to get it that big. These are monitors for the system. They are part of the AE mod. So I just put them in, I hook them up to the wire, and I tell it what to display. It displays it in real time. It's pretty awesome. I love how they look. Let's see. This is my ME drive. I said that they digitize everything. Well, it has to put it somewhere. You have to put it on disk drives. So you have to make storage. You make storage by using crystals, quartz crystals that you mine. So it took a long time to get started. I started out with one disk drive, and then slowly started making more. Now you can see I've got it full of 16Ks. It goes up to 64Ks. Didn't need that much, but you can see I've filled some of these. There's only 2 that are green. The rest are almost full. This over here is my monitor for some of this stuff. There's my reactor. I've got it set up with a bunch of thermals monitoring stuff. I've got high voltage cable coming out of the bottom of it that goes around to these MFSUs. These MFSUs store power. They store the power that that machine generates. If I right click here, you can see it holds 10 million EU. Each one of these holds 10 million EU. So basically got 50 million EU. This one's not all the way full. Why? It must be out of uranium. But because it's not all the way full, that's why this redstone is on. I've got these set to where if they're not all the way full, they emit redstone, which hits this wireless transmitter, which, if you can see, there's a dish. Wireless transmitter turns on the nuclear. Yeah, it's out of uranium. This is a setup I've been using. I'm going to go ahead and put some uranium in it so you can see. Okay, so I've got this monitoring. This shows my MFUs. I've got remote sensors on it. This is a panel information mod that is just amazing. It's so cool. You see I've got it color coded to where everything matches. This is for the reactor itself. You can see it's trying to turn on, but there's no uranium in it, so remaining is 0, output 0, no temperature because I named it Oak Ridge. So, it's trying to come on. There's no uranium in it, so we're going to make some. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom where my craftable stuff is. There's uranium, dual, quad. My particular setup uses 7 quad. Someone to pick 7. Begin. And this is my favorite part. I can sit here and watch it being made. If I monitor the uranium right here, probably be easier to watch the copper. Yeah, it uses a lot of copper. So if you sit there and watch it, it ticks down. As it's probably having to compress the. Oh yeah, it compresses the copper to dense plates. It takes it a while. It's having to actually use the machines in the other room. But you can see it's already up to 4, so we just wait for it to get to 7. So these monitors are very nice, especially if you do automated things, because you can tell it to automate it, and then you can just sit there and wait for it to get done instead of having to stare at the terminal window. So, okay, 7 is done. So, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I added the extra thing to if you look, this window has little white dots. That means I added a conversion matrix here so that I can right click it and pull things out. So I have 7. Here. Okay, so we're gonna throw all these in there. Bam, bam. and you'll see that all the damage bars start popping up because it's starting to produce electricity. If you look here, it's going up pretty fast. I think this one generates 420%. Yeah. And what I love about this is the time remaining, because you can kind of base how long this is going to go. If you sit here and watch this, 86%, 87%, you can sit there and watch it fill up. Now, what am I doing with all that power? If you look, I've got all these cables coming over here, and I've got more wireless redstone. These 5 machines are recyclers. They turn any material in the game, they get rid of it. They basically just burn it up. But there's like a 10% chance when they burn it up that it will produce something called scrap. Come over here. This is scrap. Looks like a turd, but it's scrap. I've got 56,000, which is quite a bit, because I let it run, and I'm sure that's why the nuke was out of power, because it had been running. I've got it set up to where I can set a certain amount. You know what, I'm not even going to go into that. It's very complicated. Basically, I could turn these on and off from these switches. I've got wireless transmitters behind the wall. When I flip the lever, it turns the transmitter on. Just allows me to control them from over here. So the recyclers does the 5 machines. The mass fabricator does the one on the left. The mass fabricator eats, and I mean eats, power. It will drain all 5 of those in like 30 minutes. But it uses the scrap to create UU matter. UU matter is here. UU matter can basically be made, can be crafted into many items in the game, like quite a few. For instance, sticky resin for UU matter. I've got more UU matter if I could find them. There's one. Wool. I got tired of going and getting sheep wool, so I just decided to use UU matter. I've got several. I don't know where they're all at. There's ink sacs, and it depends on how you put them in the crafting table. If I take some out, see, 2 would be water, 3 would be lava, gold or diamond is 5. I think there's so many. I mean, like literally there's websites dedicated to showing you everything it can do. Iron, iridium, this is what you have to use to make the gravity plates and most of the stuff like that. Anyway, you get the idea. If I set my automated system, tell it how to make a certain thing, I can request it, and it will just burn the UU matter instead of me having to actually have it. So that's why it's nice to have that stuff. So with these, I can flip the switch to turn the mass fab on. Well, now it's on. So if you look at it now, my power is going to start going down because the mass fab is making it. You'll also notice, well, I've got 56,000, so it's hard to tell. But the scrap will start going down pretty quickly. There it is, the first one. Yeah, it's not going down as quick as I thought, but that's fine. It'll just sit there and decline as it's burning it up, but it creates, UU matter faster by burning scrap. That's about it with this. You can see I've got quite a bit extra of everything. This, I showed you how much energy this was burning. This burns energy out of those solar panels. I've got another battery up there that holds the energy from those solar panels, and then that keeps this entire system powered. I used to have a shared system, but it wasn't doing too well. I kept having to upgrade because this thing, every time I'd add more stuff to it, it would take more power to keep it running, so it was shutting it down, and it was just annoying. Here's my, I call this my bedroom. Just a hole in the wall here. Made this little area up here for portal spawners. These are for the portal gun mod. If if I shoot one of these. Of course, it's not one of these. You get the idea. If you've ever played Portal, it's exactly like Portal. It works really well. We actually had a big portal room. You can see them through the wall, which is nice because you can see where your portals are and get rid of them. Pretty awesome. This is a portal that I created with another mod, the Mistcraft mod. I actually put a book in the side of the portal gate, and it allows me to not have to click that book. I could just walk through a portal. I'm not even going to go into that one right now.